Hey everybody, T.O. from Art Geek Teaching. Today we're going to look at an experiment with InkAid Precoat to see how it interacts with different mediums. Coming up. Okay, what I am trying to figure out today is I want to do a little experiment with InkAid Clear Gloss Precoat Type 2. And what I'm going to do is take a piece of watercolor paper. This is cold press, and I just took a piece of watercolor paper. This is some of my favorite inexpensive watercolor paper. You used to be able to buy these at Walmart for $5. I haven't been in there for a year or two to get them because I bought a whole bunch of them at one time, but man, that was a great price on them. So yeah, I'm just going to take a piece of tape, and let's see, on one half of the paper I am going to pre-coat, and on the other half of the paper I'm just going to leave it open. And so I'll let it dry, then I'll put another coat on, and then I will print a just a black and white image on here, and I will see how much, if any, that the InkAid Precoat stops the flow of water. In other words, can I still use it for watercolor paper? If so, you know, for watercolor paper for watercolors, or for my Inktense watercolor pencils. I'm just curious about that. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna let this dry, put the second coat on, let it dry, and then we'll print something up. All right, first coat is dry. And you saw these were pretty generous coats. All right, once this dries, we'll throw it in the printer and see what we come up with. Make sure all that is on there properly. All right, looks good. Okay, I better mark which end has paint. Okay, no InkAid. There we go. All right. I didn't really want to screen record this, so we will just do this way. See what happens here. Let's see. Print settings. We need 9 by 12, 10 by 12. We're going to have to make a new one. Okay. See what happens. It didn't like the size of paper. All right, here we go. Okay, I don't know if we'll be able to see it or not. There's a little bit of a sheen on this stuff over here, which is the InkAid. And there's no sheen. Oh yeah, there you can see it. There's no sheen on this part up here. So we'll see what happens with a little bit, with a couple different types of mediums. Okay, I'm most curious to see how some wet media does, but I want to go ahead and check out some pan pastels and see what they're going to do. So just so we have an idea here, I can't even tell if that's straight, no idea, but it's going to be close enough. Get some scissors. All right. I don't have any proper rose colors here in my pan pastels, but that's okay. Let's find one that's okay. So InkAid up here, no InkAid down here. Let's just go with this whatever fuchsia looking color. Okay. Both of them take the pastels pretty easily. Interesting though, the texture is actually a little bit different. Prismacolor, watercolor pencils. Let's see here. This is InkAid up here. No InkAid down here. The hand is about the same, like I can't feel that texture that's on here. So that's interesting. I thought I might be able to. These still work fine. This is a pretty soft brush. Interesting. All right. Smoother. Much smoother on the non-InkAid side. And, you know, for some things, like obviously this black and white, no problem getting it to go through there. Color would be a different thing. Okay. All right, let's see about watercolors. All right. We'll just see what we've got going here. We'll start on the InkAid side first. I should have put a wash on there. That's yeah, I don't know if I like that. See if you can. It doesn't absorb. It kind of sits on top. Which I don't, it's not like Yupo, but interesting. Yeah, I don't know about that. However, yeah, totally different. So what happens when you lay on more color? Can you blend it? No, it kind of takes the color up with it. It kind of works like alcohol ink. Interesting. So for me, that's probably a no-go on watercolor. Pastel was fine. I think the watercolor pencils were fine. Watercolor themselves, maybe not as much. Can you? Yeah, see, it picks it back up. So that tells me that it's not absorbing, which is interesting, but not surprising. All right, I have an idea. How about some alcohol inks? What happens there? You can kind of see just going to splat some of these out there. Nice. For alcohol inks, well, these are actually okay. That's kind of cool. Alcohol inks on top of very interesting. Yeah, so alcohol inks on top of InkAid. It's not quite Yupo, but it is definitely, you can see the difference. There's a drop. Look at the difference. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah. So this part down here with the InkAid kind of acts more like what Yupo might, whereas this is acting just like a regular watercolor. It absorbs right in. So for alcohol inks, that's cool. For pastels, if you like the texture, I think it's cool. For me, watercolor, no go. Colored pencils, yeah, colored pencils are okay. Same thing if you like that texture. So anyway, that was a fun little test that I've been wanting to do for a while. Wanted to find out how in the heck different things might work with InkAid. What else do we have? How about some high flow acrylics? Okay, InkAid side, non-InkAid side. Intense. Obviously, I'm just playing here. I'm not making. Wow, interesting. Okay, and then the InkAid side. Oh, wow. Man, I kind of like them for high flow acrylics too. Let's see, once we get it worked out of there. Maybe not. Although, okay. Okay, so high flow acrylics, InkAid side, non-InkAid side. Absorbs all the way in, kind of stays on, which for mixed media will give me some play time as long as I don't care about having a smooth gradiated texture, or a smooth gradation, sorry. Over here, if I want to play with texture, then the InkAid's going to be a really nice asset for that. Okay, here's ink spray. Whoops, I do it this way better. InkAid side, non-InkAid side. This is absorbing right on in. This is kind of staying on the surface a little bit. Ooh. What's that from? What is that? Oh, it's pulling through the paper? What is that? I don't know what that is. Huh. What was that? Crushed grape. Let's see if that happens with any of the others. What do we got here? Funky fuchsia. I don't know, that's cool though. I wonder if I can replicate that. That was grape. Oops, too much. I don't know what that is, but it's cool. Let's see if it does it with other paper. It does. Okay, that's very cool. Just to make sure, non-InkAid side. It somehow interacts. So anyway, there you have it.